If you want to learn programming fast, you don't need to study more. You need to study right. I'm about to show you a 12-week plan that will take you from zero to building real projects. No fluff, just the stuff that actually works. Let's get right into it.
And that quote, it's spot on. So here's the truth. The problem isn't your effort. I bet you're working hard. The real problem is you're working hard on all the wrong stuff. It feels like you're just lost at sea, right? Swimming in a million different directions with no map.
And that feeling leads us straight into the learning trap. You probably know it as tutorial hell. Oh yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You just finished a 10-hour course, you feel like a genius, and then you open a blank file to build something simple and your mind just goes blank. It's the worst feeling, but don't worry, we're gonna break you out of it.
Here's the core of the issue. You've been learning syntax, not problem solving. It's like you've been a passenger in a car, just watching someone else drive. You might recognize the streets, but you have no idea how to navigate them yourself. You've been following, not thinking. Okay, so how do we fix this? We need a system, a framework. And that framework is the 80-20 principle. This is the secret weapon for learning anything fast because it forces you to focus on what actually matters. You might know this as the Pareto principle. And seriously, once you see it, you start seeing it everywhere. Like in business, 20% of the customers bring in 80% of the money. Or just think about your own closet. You probably wear the same 20% of your clothes 80% of the time, right? A tiny amount of your effort creates most of your results. So how does this apply to coding? Well, it's a perfect fit. A tiny core set of concepts, that vital 20%, is responsible for building probably 80% of what you see on the web. We're talking about the fundamentals, the real building blocks. If you master these, you can build almost anything. Forget the flashy new framework of the week for now. Okay, enough theory. You get the why. Now let's get to the how. This is what you came for, your 12-week roadmap. We're gonna take you from zero to building actual, legit projects in just 3 months. So here's the breakdown. Weeks 1 to 3 are all about the foundations. We're talking HTML, CSS, and Git. You're not just reading about them. You're gonna build and deploy your first static page. Get something live on the internet. Then, weeks 4 to 8, this is where the magic happens. We're going deep on JavaScript by building small, real projects. Think a calculator, a to-do app, stuff you build entirely from a blank screen. Finally, weeks 9 to 12, it's time for the big one, your portfolio project. You'll build a larger, full-stack app to really show off what you can do. But here's the most important rule of the entire plan. Seriously, this is non-negotiable. 80% of your time must be spent actually coding, hands on the keyboard, building things, breaking things, and then fixing them. Only 20% of your time should be for watching videos or reading. You learn by doing, not by watching. Okay, but how do you actually make this stuff stick in your brain? Well, there are a few killer techniques. First, active recall. Don't just reread your notes. Test yourself constantly. Next, try the blurting method. After you learn something, grab a blank piece of paper and just blurt out everything you remember. You'll instantly see what you don't know. And my favorite, the Feynman technique. Try to explain a concept in super simple terms, like you're talking to a 5-year-old. If you have to use jargon, you haven't mastered it yet. All right, let's talk about tools. Because knowing how to code is one thing, but in today's world, you've got to know the tools of the trade. This stuff isn't optional anymore. It's part of that core 20% that actually gets you hired. First step, Git. This is how all professional software is built. You don't need to know every single command, but these 5 are your bread and butter. You Git clone to copy a project, you use Git add and Git commit to save your work, and you use Git push and Git pull to share your code with others. Master these 5, and you're good to go. And then there's the big one, AI assistants. Look, these tools are insane game changers, if you know how to use them. Most people use them all wrong. They give a lazy prompt like the one on the left and get junk back. But look at the good prompt. You give it a role, a goal, specific requirements, and context about who you are. The difference is night and day. Remember this, with AI, context is king. It's not magic. Okay, we're at the final stage. The whole point of all this, right? Building to get hired. You've got the skills, you've got the tools. Now how do we turn that into actual job offers? It all comes down to your portfolio. Check this out. This is so important. A recruiter will spend maybe, 6 seconds on your resume? But a good project? They'll spend minutes clicking around, actually using what you built. Your projects are not just a line on a resume. They are your resume. They're living proof that you can actually do the job. So what makes a portfolio project actually hireable? It's a simple checklist. 1, it needs a live demo link that actually works. Please, no broken links. 2, a public GitHub repository so they can see your code. And 3, a killer README file that tells them what the project is and how to run it. This isn't just about code, it's about showing you're a professional. Look, if this plan helped you out, just save this explainer. That way you can come back to it later. And hey, if you want more stuff just like this, feel free to subscribe. I post new breakdowns every single week. So I'll leave you with this one question. If a recruiter opened your portfolio right now, today, what would they see? Would they see real thinking and problem solving? Or would they just see a bunch of tutorial code? The answer to that question changes everything.